Are you setting up an LLC? Well, I want to make sure that if you're looking at Tailor Brands versus ZenBusiness, you understand what the right decision is for you today, but also down the road. And that is because there are costs with setting up your LLC, even though both services offer a $0 plus state fee package, but the sneaky subscription fees can add up over time. But I'm actually gonna show you more than just these two services. I'm gonna go through the top 4 services. And yes, I do have affiliate links in the description below for them, which I'm compensated for. But my goal is to save you more than $1,500 by the end of this video by breaking down the sneaky subscription fees. So that's what I wanna cover in this video. Now, both services will do a great job of setting up your LLC. I'm also impressed with both services in terms of their back-end dashboard. I've set up LLCs with both of them. There are so many different services available to you with Tailor Brands that you can see on the screen right here. But then if we go to the ZenBusiness back-end dashboard, you have a lot of the same services available to you as well. Now, where it gets a little bit tricky is with the sneaky subscription fees, and that's because your fees can start to add up when you start looking into things like registered agent or annual compliance. Quick mention, I do have affiliate links in the description below for these services, which I'm compensated for when you use those links. And I mention that because I'm going to open up the LLC cost calculator that we've created, because there's a lot of data on here of different services. And I want you to understand very key things that happen depending on which state that you're in. So let's say that you're in the state of Alabama. Now you can see that I have Bizee by Incfile, ZenBusiness, LegalZoom, Tailor Brands. Bizee is $1,457 of cost when you look at the 5-year total cost. ZenBusiness is $1,981, $500 more, and Tailor Brands is more than $1,000 when you're looking at the 5-year total cost. Now, if you scroll down on this, and you can get to this, there's a link in the description below for this calculator, or you can go to bizbuddy.com/LLC-cost, or just Google BizBuddy LLC cost calculator. Where those fees stack up is not in the state fees. These are all the same in the state fees. Alabama has a $236 state fee, an annual fee of $50, and that is for renewing your LLC annually. But where it starts to stack up is the recurring fees. Now, annual report filing with Bizee, $99, ZenBusiness, $100, and Tailor Brands, $199. What is that annual report? Most states are going to require that you file your LLC, but that you renew it annually. And these services, for this additional cost, will file that annual report for you on your behalf. Then you have registered agent. Registered agent is a third-party service that handles important documentation and communication. So if you were to be sued and you get what's called a service of process notice, they're making sure you're getting this information when you're showing up to court, and it's legally required to have one on file that has a physical mailing address within the state that you're forming your LLC. You can see with Bizee, it's $0 for the first year. ZenBusiness, $199. Tailor Brands, $199. So this is where you start to see the years 2 to 5. Bizee's $872. ZenBusiness, $1,196. Tailor Brands is $1,592. So that is where the discrepancy in the 5-year total cost comes from. But it actually gets worse depending on which state you're in. And this is so important that you understand this. In some states, like Alaska, if you go to the next one on the list here, they have a biennial fee of $100. If we looked at Alabama, there's an annual fee of $50. Now, why is that? Alabama requires you to renew your LLC every single year, where Alaska requires you to renew it every 2 years. And the reason that's so important is if you're in a state where it's every 2 years, ZenBusiness and Tailor Brands put you into a subscription compliance service, which is going to charge you an annual fee for something that you need every 2 years, where Bizee is not going to do that. So that's where you're going to start seeing the price is going to actually separate even more when you're looking at these services. Now you're looking at an extra $1,300 plus between Tailor Brands, and now we're looking at an extra $800 something over 5 years when you're comparing Bizee versus ZenBusiness. What I have found is that Bizee is the most transparent with pricing. You can get to this pricing page in 2 clicks by checking them out and seeing what the cost is in your state. Again, we have Alabama here. They do have a $0 plus state fee package, but they also have the upgrades that everybody else has. But if you're in a state where it's biannual, every 2 years, they give you 2 different options for doing that compliance. They have an individual filings where you can just pay them $99 for that annual report every 2 years, or you can do the subscription. Now, if you're in a every single year state, I would recommend just doing the subscription. And again, you can figure that out by going to the calculator and just seeing if you're annual or biennial. But this is a really big key point here, because you're gonna end up spending more with these other services, Tailor Brands and ZenBusiness, when you're in a state that requires the compliance every 2 years, but you're paying for it every single year. As I mentioned earlier, I do have affiliate links for these services in the description below, but more importantly, I want to take you through the back-end dashboard in this video and show you what it looks like to own an LLC with Bizee and all the things that are afforded to you when you're setting up your LLC. Because I want to make sure that you're not overspending and you can save some money when you're getting your LLC set up, not just today, but 5 years out, 10 years out, as your business continues to grow. I'll catch you in the next video.